Hello, my name is Daphne, and today I'm here to present my informative speech number 2 on forensic science. Who all can remember the famous O.J. Simpson trial?
Me.
I'm sure you can. Forensics can both prove guilt and it can prove innocence. In O.J. Simpson's case, he was proven not guilty because of the evidence. Who also remembers Ted Bundy? Ted Bundy was a serial killer that was accused of killing 30 to 40 women. He almost got away with it for many years until forensic science caught up with him. Forensic science was able to take pieces of hairs out of his car and leak it to his victims. He was charged and found guilty. Many people watch TV shows and think that they are real and associate them with forensic science as reality. How many of you have watched CSI? This is one of my favorite shows also, but it is also misleading. CSI will have you thinking you can gather, prepare evidence, get test results, analyze them, and all within a few hours. In actuality, it takes 2 to 60 days. I am able to present this speech to you today because I've done the research and forensic science has always interested me. The purpose of my speech is to inform you on some of the things that I've learned about forensic science, including some of the myths. Forensic science helps people and also exonerates people. Today I will talk about 3 things. I will talk about how it differs from TV, procedures at a crime scene, and how it can also aid at telling the time of death. First, I would like to talk about some of the myths associated with reality TV and forensics. According to Tim Kupferschmidt, a forensic scientist executive, he watches CSI just for entertainment value. He says a lot of the things you see on TV just really aren't true. For example, a suspect will not sit in an interrogation room in the same clothes he had on at a crime scene. This just does not happen. Another misleader, according to Kupferschmidt, is that when DNA matches are found on computers, it says there's a 100% match on the screen, your name and picture pops up. This does not happen. TV also misleads you into thinking that they can pull DNA and tell right then if it's from saliva or if it's from a tear gland. It takes many hours or days for them to be able to separate that type of stuff. In reality, a DNA analysis can take 2 to 5 days, and that's only if information is in the computer already. If it is not, it can take anywhere from 2 to 60 days. Another misconception in the land of TV is that the person who conducts the investigation prepares the evidence, analyzes it, he's in the lab, and he's doing all type of sample work, and he's an arresting officer. This is not true. There is a team. Mississippi has an MCL, which is Mississippi Crime Laboratory. It consists of Central Lab, which is in Jackson, Mississippi, and we have 3 regional labs, one in Batesville, Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi, and Meridian. Second, I would like to talk about some of the procedures that happen during a crime scene. The first step is discovering the crime. This can happen by normal citizens, and police officers can also discover the crime. Once at a crime scene, the officer's first duty is to preserve life, if any. The second duty the officer has is to make sure he and his other officers are not in harm's way. They then identify the crime, record the incident, and search for evidence. As Gil Gibson once said, there is always a clue somewhere. Proper 911 officials are then dispatched as fire trucks, ambulances, and whoever else they need, helicopters or whatever. The crime scene is surveyed. A crime scene may not just take place at one spot. For example, clothes may be found here, tire tracks in the truck may be found here, and a body could be found way over here. This whole radius becomes the crime scene. Evidence is in bags and is analyzed and sent to forensics. They also make sure too many people don't go into the crime scene to prevent contamination. According to Library ThinkQuest.org, forensic science provides a number of solutions as to solving the mystery of how and when a person's time of death happens. Temperature tells a story because your temperature drops significantly after time of death. Forensics can also calculate by rigor mortis. This can start within 30 minutes to 3 hours after death. The eyes tell a story. According to scientists, a film comes over your eyes about 3 hours after death. They soften greatly due to no pressure and no fluids. Skin color is another sign. After 48 hours of death, the skin starts turning a greenish color because of the bacteria that's trying to set in. After 44 to 7 days, the skin turns a marble-like color because your veins are getting closer to the top of your skin. The digestive tract is another way they can tell how you died because of how the digestive system works. Food stays in your system for up to 6 hours and goes to the small intestine. That can also aid in them finding out what killed you, if it was poison or anything. They will take samples of that also. Forensic entomology also plays a role. This is the study of bugs and their living cycles. Indiana Jones once said, "Bugs. I hate bugs." But to scientists, bugs can be a dream because bugs can tell a story in themselves. Bugs such as maggots and flies have a cycle that the forensics study. They settle on corpse and they lay eggs and they have a cycle in themselves so they can kind of pinpoint how long you've been there. In conclusion, I would like to remind you that the purpose of my speech was to inform you some of the things I learned about forensic science and some of the myths that's also been associated with it. I discussed how forensic science differs from what you see on TV, what happens at a crime scene, and how it can also aid in telling a person's time of death. Again, I felt qualified to be able to talk about this subject because I have done the research. The next time you watch a crime scene show, remember that a lot of what it is just what it is, TV. Real forensics takes time and effort. Forensics means related to the legal system, according to Gary Molina. The next time you watch a court case, a TV show, think of how important forensics really is. It can prove your innocence or your guilt. And Johnny Cochran once said, "If it doesn't fit, you must be quit."